Thank you, candidate. So you have 2 minutes for opening statements. Why are you running for this office and what makes you qualified for this office? And we'll hear from Renee first.
Good evening. My name is Renee Godwin. I'm 51 years old. I'm the Democratic candidate for Douglas County Coroner. I'm married with 2 kids, a 16-year-old and a 29-year-old. I am currently a Fulton County police officer, school police officer, and I have over 25 years in law enforcement experience. There were 2 questions that was asked, and that is, why do I want to be a coroner and my professional qualifications for that position. The reason I wanted to be coroner is that it's a passion that I've had for a while, and I wanted to serve the citizens of Douglas County by going through seeing crime scenes at my prior police department. I've noticed how much pain and grief the family are in. They have nowhere to go, no one to turn to, and I want to be that person that they turn to. And as far as my qualification, I have a host of qualifications such as homicide investigation, death investigation, crime scene investigation, ethics and professionalism, first responder, and another host of qualifications. And I feel with my qualifications and my passion for the people of Douglas County, I will make a great candidate, and I will appreciate your vote.
Thank you.
First of all, Renee, we never tell how old we are. But anyway, I'm thankful to be here tonight. Thank the Junior League for putting this on, and really glad to see this crowd. I'm telling you, and I'm just kind of like Minnie Pearl. I'm just proud to be here. And you know, I've been coroner for 24 years. Deputy coroner for 10 years. I've been doing it for 34 years, and I'm not going to tell you how old I am. But anyway, just you know, I appreciate your vote. Our office has required like 72 hours of training per year. This year, we've already accumulated over 180, and that was mostly on our own because you can ask Commissioner. They're going to pay for 72 and nothing else. So we had to pocket it on our own. My office has won Coroner of the Year for 2 years in a row, 2014, 2015. And I've been doing this 34 years, and they just don't hand that out. But I'm so proud to be here, and just would pray that we could have your support, you know, in November, and continue doing this. This is a ministry that God gave me 34 years ago, and I've still got it today, just like I did then. And I'm not wavering. You told me to stop yet? Okay. I thought you did. But anyway, I really am proud to be here, and you know, it just makes my heart good that our community cares enough to come out and listen and see which candidates you want to vote for. If it's me or Renee, that's great. But it's just a blessing that people is concerned enough to come out and support our community, because I'm going to tell you, this is a very important election, starting with the president all the way down to me and Renee, or Renee and me. So God bless you, and thank you.
So our first question will go to Randy. What are the top priorities when the coroner arrives on the scene of a death?
What's the top priorities?
What is the top priorities?
Okay, the first priority you have is you're working with law enforcement. You get there and make sure that scene is intact, okay? Now, my first priority might be different from another coroner, but the number one thing is make sure there ain't nobody in there shooting, you know. story that, you know, that ain't too far-fetched. The ladies come down the hall and they're trying to stop her from coming back here, and she grabbed me and slammed me against the door like a rag doll. No 10 pounds grabbed her and said, "Ma'am, you touch my corner one more time, you're going to jail." But my first priority is to make sure that scene is there and it's under control. My first priority is the family. I'm going to make sure that family is took care of. If they need me to pray with them, if they need me to get them a preacher to come, some relatives, whatever they need, that's my number one priority. And people say, "Well, that ain't by the book." Well, I guess I'm a little bit like Andy Griffin. I don't go by the book. I go by my heart and what God's given me to do. And that's my number one priority, is to take care of that family. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The first priority, I agree with Mr. Daniels, is that to make sure the scene is safe and secure. When I get on the scene, I would also take care of the family, make sure the family is okay. I would do an independent investigation with the first responder enforcement officer on the scene to find out the age of the person, if they're on any type of medication, and what occurred. And then if they have any questions, I would try to answer the questions for the family, because they want to know who, what, when, where, and how. And to be able to do that, you have to know by speaking with the officer that first arrived on the scene. The next thing I would do, I would contact the examiner's office, and I would assess the individual, the deceased, and pronounce his time of death. Thank you.
Thank you. Second question. We'll go to Renee first. In view of the Orlando mass shootings, the Dallas sniper shooting, and the Charleston church shootings, would you be prepared to handle a mass casualty incident? And if so, what is your plan?
The mass casualty incident, I will first find out if Douglas County has an incident command center, make sure that they have critical tasks, a preparedness unit. I will get with them and I will find out who was in the charge and respect everybody's position. I will also assess the deputy sheriff, the sheriff department, and the police department, work with both of those agencies and conduct and do whatever I need to do to assist them in any way needed.
Thank you. Randy?
Yes, ma'am, and that's a very good question. Very good question. We've had a plan in place for years with Jimmy through the through the Homeland Security Office. We've been to Forsyth for classes that we had to pay for ourselves to go. That's the reason we got so much education, is because we go to these classes and we've got it set up. We've got a plan for the coroner's office, for the sheriff's office, for the fire department. They've each got their own jobs to do. My job in my office is mandated by this plan to take care of these bodies. That's our job, is to identify these bodies. We've got 2 tractor trailers sitting over in Atlanta to GBI, and we can have them out here. They're cool trailers, refrigerated, and put bodies in. We can hold up to 178 bodies. We've got 5 trailers across the state that's sitting there for this purpose, just getting them here. We have to set up stations to identify these people, and that's what we do, is set up stations. They go through each station. One might be fingerprint, one might be photo, one might be DNA. Somebody say, "You can't do DNA out here." The GBI can, and they're going to be assisting us. And but we've got to identify that body. And when we do, it's my charge to identify that body, talk to the families, get the bodies embalmed and in caskets. That is my job. Thank you.
Thank you. And now for closing remarks. Renee?
My goal as the Douglas County Coroner is to make sure no family suffer more pain than they have to. I want to be there for the family, the friends, and the community. I don't want to leave no stone unturned. I would like to be that person that you can come to and grieve when you are grieving. I want to, when I go to the scene, I would like to also create a brochure checklist for that family so they would know everything that they need to know in the time of grieving. Because a lot of times when we're grieving, there's a lot of things that we forget. So if they have that checklist, they'll know everything that they need to know to make this a smooth transition. And I said, I ask for your vote, and there needs to be change in the county. And I appreciate your support. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here, and like I say, we are accessible. I got a card in my pocket if you want to see it after we get through tonight. Everybody, my deputies and myself, when we go out on the call, we hand them a card. It's got my name, my two deputies' names, their phone numbers, and their emails. So we are accessible to the county. And I didn't want to come here and preach no sermon tonight, so I'm not going to. But there's one question that really stuck out in my mind that they sent us that she didn't ask tonight is, ask what are your core and your principles, and what would you do about it as far as towards your job? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. but anyway, that fits my life. That fits my life, okay? I've led choirs for 27 years. I'm an ordained deacon. But one song, Lord, I cried in a minute, but there's one song over 27 years that I taught the choir, and it tells my life. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. Amen? That's all we are. I'm just a sinner saved by grace. I've got God in my heart. And Tim, if we got God in our heart tonight, we got love in our heart. And we're going to spread that love with these families. God gave me this mission, this ministry 34 years ago to do for Him. And I know I'm coming down toward the end of my career, but I've still got the fire in the belly and the love in my heart to take care of my people. God bless you, and thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Now we'll hear from our next unopposed candidate, Mike Dugan, for Senate District 30.
Can y'all hear this microphone?
I just want to say, I got to read The Rainbow Fish 5 times with you. And we had such a great day for pre-K week. If nobody understands what pre-K week, it was a great week for the pre-K here in Georgia.
Yeah, if anybody wants to know about the rainbow fish, I've got it memorized after this last week. We can talk about it later. I'm Mike Dugan. I'm the senator for the 30th District. And thank you, Junior League, for putting this on. Obviously, it's a great interest to the community here in Douglas County, so you're to be applauded for doing this. The second thing I want to point out before I use my minute and a half here, as I breeze through it, I'm going to sound like an auctioneer. I want to thank all the candidates that have actually put their name forward to put themselves up for office. If anybody thinks that it's easy to stand up in front of a group of people like this and talk and pour your heart out and put that effort into it and pay, a lot of money out of your own pocket for the ability to serve, you haven't done it before, because it's not easy. So all you people that are putting yourself out there for office, thank you. Appreciate what you do. I still got a minute left. Hold on, man. I am the senator for the 30th District. That's the western part of Douglas County. I represent Douglas, Carroll, and Paulding counties. I am on the committees that I'm on in the Senate: Transportation, Economic Development,